Tonight on NBC 26, the risks of urgent care and how convenience could cost you your health. Plus,
I love watching football, but I'm always going to represent the Packers.
no green and gold on the field tonight, but Wisconsinites still excited to catch the 2026 Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl can mean big business for sports memorabilia collectors. I'm Avi Kargloth in Appleton, and I'll have that story coming up.
Your neighborhood news starts now.
From the station that's in your neighborhood, local voices, local stories. You're watching NBC 26 News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm McLeod Hageman. Our reporters are bringing you stories from neighborhoods just like yours across Northeast Wisconsin this evening. Turning to weather tonight, kicking off this second week in February, Chief Meteorologist Cameron Moreland joins us live in the studio with conditions. How's it looking so far, Cam?
Hey, Mac, it was a quiet Super Bowl Sunday here in Northeast Wisconsin, a day that a lot of us were looking forward to. Back at training camp. All right, let's get past that. We had a few flurries across the area today, but tomorrow the weather is going to start to rev up just a little bit, especially as we move into the late afternoon and evening. The National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory for northern Oconto County, Marinette County, Menominee County, Michigan, and also Door County for 3 p.m. Monday until 3 a.m. Tuesday. Mostly cloudy skies tomorrow morning. It'll be quiet, but as we move through the afternoon and early evening, a little bit of a wintry mix could develop across the area. It'll become better organized north and east of Green Bay as we make our way into the evening, although there is a chance for some light accumulating snow. The bigger threat would be some freezing rain and the threat of some icing. Most spots would see less than 1/10 of an inch of icing if we do get it. So a wintry mix tomorrow evening, especially north of Green Bay. Temperatures will be near or below freezing, so expect slippery spots. At the bus stop tomorrow morning, no problems, mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be in the lower to mid-20s. By the afternoon, well, Charlie will be enjoying some warmer temperatures. She's 7 years old and she lives in Green Bay. Those warmer temperatures will precede that chance for a light wintry mix.
Urgent care is everywhere. It's fast, flexible, and built for our busy lives. But doctors say when convenience becomes the norm, there can be a hidden cost, and that's your health. Nina Sperano explains.
It's Friday night. Your kid says their throat hurts. Your ankle is swollen. You can't get in to see your doctor for weeks. So you do what more families are doing now. You head to urgent care.
The consumers of today are looking for all of that. They want a retail experience. Amazon has created on-demand expectations in every aspect of our life, Uber, DoorDash, all the things, right? And so why not push that into the arena of healthcare?
That shift is showing up clearly in the data. Younger generations are far less likely to even have a primary care doctor, pushing more people toward on-demand care. Urgent care clinics are popping up across Northeast Wisconsin, built to fit our busy lives.
Urgent care is a good way for patients to seek care because there's the convenience factor. Of course, we have weekend hours, evening hours. We have, again, multiple locations.
Molly Uvas, a physician's assistant with Prevea, says urgent care is designed for a specific purpose.
Most commonly, we see acute illnesses and injury, acute meaning new, something that just kind of comes up unexpectedly, something that you didn't plan for.
But doctors say problems can start when quick care begins to replace long-term care.
Your visits to urgent care do not replace your ongoing relationship with your primary care provider.
Primary care is where doctors track patterns, even when patients feel fine.
We are not screening if you have blood pressure that's trending in the wrong direction. We're not looking at your blood sugars. That is why it is very important to have that relationship with your primary care provider.
State health workforce data shows Wisconsin continues to face a shortage of primary care doctors, making it harder for many families to build those long-term relationships. Dr. Todd Reynolds says the hidden cost often shows up years later when a follow-up never happened.
If the person is feeling better, there's an awfully big tendency to just not bother. If we miss an opportunity to diagnose someone with high blood pressure, they'll be feeling fine. But then in a few years when they have a stroke, And some ER doctor says, wow, you know, if you'd been treated for this high blood pressure, you wouldn't be here having a stroke today.
Both providers say there are red flags we should pay attention to.
People are kind of using urgent care maybe to an extent that is a red flag for us, that it's like, you need to see your primary care provider. This is an ongoing issue. This could turn into something more serious.
So what should families do? Urgent care works well for sudden problems, but if it starts to feel like your go-to, doctors say that's the moment to step back and make a plan for longer-term care.
So we know our patients and they know us, and we have this longitudinal relationship. We can sometimes put things together and prevent a problem when they didn't even see it coming.
It's the biggest stage in football, Super Bowl 60, featuring two general managers who went to high school right here in Green Bay. And this one was a defensive battle until the fourth quarter. The Seahawks sacked Drake May 3 times in the first half, holding him to just 48 passing yards. Seattle led 9-0 at the break. We'll jump to the third quarter. It was a good day for kicker Jason Myers, who gave Seattle a 12-0 lead. He set a Super Bowl record with 5 total field goals. Fourth quarter, finally a touchdown. Sam Darnold with a 16-yard pass to A.J. Barner. Seahawks up 19. But the Pats have an answer. May with a 35-yard pass to Mac Hollins for the score. Patriots trail by 12. But the Seahawks defense never wavers. 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, even a defensive touchdown by Uchenna Nwosu for the exclamation point. Abbott Penning's graduate John Schneider does it again. Seattle wins 29-13. Well, the Packers are turning the page after another disappointing finish, and this offseason brings changes, decisions, and a closer look at what needs to be better in 2026.
We got to win the games that matter the most in December and January, right? That's kind of been the tale of the last couple of years. This team's ready to do that, and we haven't done that. So that's kind of the next step.
Despite that frustration, the Packers extended Gutekunst, head coach Matt LaFleur, and executive vice president Russ Ball.
The three of us over the last 7 years have really found a really good working relationship and where we can lean on each other. Was happy, obviously, that we're all coming back to keep going.
But the Packers will have some changes on the coaching staff, including a new defensive coordinator, after several assistants took jobs around the league.
We've got a lot of work ahead of us, but really excited about Jonathan Gannon and the people we're going to be bringing in to kind of fill the role that Jeff Hafley had here last year, which is our big shoes to fill.
One area that doesn't appear to be changing is special teams, as Gutekunst spoke highly of Rich Bisaccia.
I got a lot of faith in Rich and his staff, what they do around here. Not only the X's and O's and what they bring to the field, but what they bring to this place culturally is really important.
Now the focus shifts to roster construction, balancing free agency, the draft, and a young core the Packers believe in.
I feel good about our flexibility, and if opportunities present themselves, we're never not able to do those things.
In studio, Kelly Hallinan, NBC 26 Sports.
Near Lambeau Field, football fans gathered to watch one last game of the season with some mixed emotions. Not only does the Super Bowl mark the official end of the season, but it serves as a reminder the Packers aren't competing this year.
It's tough a little bit to see all these teams so much success, and then the Packers are always so close every year and just can't quite take that next step to get there. But hopefully, I'm hoping in the future we can get there, we can figure it out.
This is the 15th year in a row the Packers haven't made it to the Super Bowl, but fans say they're optimistic for next season.
Regardless of the sports, winning a championship changes the legacy of the team, players, and coaches involved. It also changes the value of their memorabilia.
I'm Avi Kargloth in Appleton. The better the athlete, the more valuable their jersey is, especially if it's signed. And collectors will see certain items gain even more value if that player wins a championship. WSC Sports might be deep in Packers country, but there's been an increased demand for a pair of teams over the last couple of weeks.
Patriots and Seahawks have both kind of started flying off the shelves a little more this weekend for sure. You know, I think it's just kind of a example of the hype that the Super Bowl always gets every year, and so it definitely plays a part in our business for sure.
Part of the reason for that demand is the chance to buy an item that could be worth more, depending on the Super Bowl's result.
The difference in what they may have their hands on in terms of if they're looking to increase the value of it is massive.
Think of it like owning a stock. If you own a piece of memorabilia with the intention of one day selling it, you'll want that player or team to do well in order for its value to grow. And there are few things in sports that add value more than a Super Bowl championship.
Really just in terms of how things add to the value of an item, the addition of the mark of being a Super Bowl champion is a big thing. There's only been, now it's going to be 60 individual teams that will have won a world championship in the NFL, and that's pretty exclusive. There's a lot of exclusive clubs in sports, but that's definitely up there in terms of the most exclusive.
Any Packers fan or collector would love a signed Jordan Love helmet. For monetary and sentimental reasons, they'd love it even more if this signature ended up becoming that of a Super Bowl champion. Reporting in Appleton, Avi Kargloth, NBC 26.
Coming up after the break.
People have been so excited to finally see the space, and yeah, it's kind of more than I could have imagined.
Following up with an Appleton business owner who's finally welcoming book lovers to her shop, where you can check it out when we come back. Then, we'll take a look at how Team USA is faring in Milan. Kelly Hellinan will have an Olympic recap later on tonight.
The NBC 26 Weather Kids is brought to you by the new Amplify Health by Bellin Children and Adolescent Center, now open in Ashwaubenon.
You're watching NBC 26, part of the Scripps News Group.
We first introduced you to a neighborhood business owner last fall, hoping to open a bookstore and flower studio in a historic Appleton space. Now, those dreams have finally come true. Let's take you inside Appleton's newest bookstore.
I'm your Fox Cities neighborhood reporter, Kyle Angelier, and the last time I interviewed Heather Vale, she was asking our neighbors what kind of books they'd want to see in her future bookshop. Well, now the wait is over. The doors are open, and now it's ready to share romance, fantasy, and flowers with our community.
Done a lot of work. We redid the floors, did a whole new repaint, like ceiling to walls.
Once the Atlas Science Center, this historic space is now home to the Flora Shelves, a bookstore and flower studio brought to life by owner Heather Vale.
It was very exciting to see everyone come out, and I've been talking to people online, and people have been so excited to finally see the space, and yeah, it's kind of more than I could have imagined.
Vale's shelves are carefully curated with fantasy and romance titles, highlighting diverse authors and voices.
It's nice seeing people come up to me and say they've been following along and following the story and the journey, and they're excited to finally be here.
She's kept her promise from when we first met in the fall, blending her wedding flower business with her love for stories.
We definitely see classes being held in here and tables and other pop-up events with like authors and local kind of vendors and stuff.
Vale says this weekend, of course, is just the beginning. She's planning book clubs, author visits, and floral workshops, all right here among the blooms and the books.
Obviously won't be busy like this every single day, but I hope, a lot of people decide to come back and see us for, florals or pop-up events that we're doing in the space, or just shopping for books.
And so from now on, you can visit the Flora Shelves from Friday through Sunday, and again on Tuesday and Wednesday. In Appleton, Kyle Angelier, NBC 26.
In Oshkosh, there's a different sport on people's minds this weekend, and spending the day giving back to their neighborhood.
I'm your Oshkosh neighborhood reporter, Claire Peterson, and for the folks behind me, this Sunday is about more than just football. It's about giving back to the community, as it's the annual Super Bowl fundraiser for the Oshkosh Area Community Pantry.
You can find sisters Chesney and Riley Hool.
It's good that we can help.
At T&O bowling lanes often.
Every Saturday.
But on Sunday,
come here every year and have fun.
They were thinking about more than just knocking down pins.
We come here to bowl because it's fun, but we also come here to help family and children that are in need.
They're participating in the 4th annual Super Bowl fundraiser.
Which is kind of a double play on words. Folks are bringing in canned food donations, and then they're able to bowl for free.
Each year, these bowlers spend Super Bowl Sunday donating to the Oshkosh Area Community Pantry.
And those will start hitting shelves this week, actually.
Fundraisers like this are becoming more and more important for the pantry.
Because we've been serving so many more folks, last year, 2025, we saw 4,300 unique families visit the pantry in 1 year alone, which is more than doubled from what it was a few years ago.
And community members like the Hool Sisters
Kind of a blessing.
help keep this community resource alive.
Nobody's too young to just help out.
The event lasted until 4 o'clock, so everybody had enough time to catch the game. In Oshkosh, I'm Claire Peterson, NBC 26.
Well, for the third night out of the last 4, accumulating snow fell across parts of northeast Wisconsin. We had 1.5 inches in Plymouth, just over an inch in Neenah, and close to an inch of snow in Appleton. But now we're going to start melting snow significantly. Your forecast is next.
With more reporters in more neighborhoods across northeast Wisconsin, this is NBC 26 News.
After highs only in the mid to upper teens yesterday, a day that looks to be our coldest day for at least the next couple of weeks, temperatures warmed up a good 8 to 10 degrees compared to what we saw on Saturday this afternoon, and tonight with thick clouds acting like a blanket. Temperatures are holding steady in the mid to upper 20s. Right now in Sturgeon Bay, we're looking at 26 degrees. In Oshkosh, it is 25 with southeast winds at around 10 miles per hour. We've had a few flurries throughout the day. The radar is really not showing much right now. There could still be a couple of flurries out there. Quiet weather is expected throughout the night, but a system moving in from the north and west will give us that chance for a light wintry mix as we head into tomorrow evening and early Tuesday morning. East of that system today, temperatures were in the 20s and 30s. South of it, temperatures were in the 50s and 60s. And this is the air mass that's going to kind of build and spread across the country here as we move through the next week. We've got a dramatic change with our overall weather pattern headed our way. Tomorrow, southerly winds at times gusting over 20 miles per hour will push temperatures up another 8 to 10 degrees compared to what we saw today. And I think most of us will end up in the mid-30s by the afternoon. That's above freezing. Skycast shows lots of clouds throughout the morning. There could be just a little bit of sunshine in a few spots, but the clouds will win out as we head through the afternoon. Once again, tomorrow evening into tomorrow night, a chance for a light wintry mix, especially north and east of Green Bay. And then on Tuesday, we'll see clouds mixing with a few pockets of sunshine and a gusty westerly wind. That will allow temperatures to warm into the upper 30s. Some spots could hit 40 if we see a little more sunshine during the afternoon. That's a good 10 to 15 degrees above normal for this time of year. So tomorrow, temperatures running about 7 degrees above normal, about 10 to 12 degrees above normal on Tuesday. We cool down just a bit on Wednesday and Thursday, and then we warm up dramatically as we head through the weekend and early next week. And then the 4 to 5 days after that calls for much above normal temperatures here in Wisconsin. That's basically February 17th through February 23rd. And this is really a drastic change from what we've been seeing so far this winter. As it stands right now, this is the coldest winter in 12 years, but the next 2 weeks will kind of eat into that number. All right, plenty of clouds tonight. Temperatures holding steady for most of us, lower to mid-20s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, temps getting up into the mid-30s. We'll have that light mixture late. Once again, the best chance of that's going to be from roughly Green Bay north and east late in the day. On Tuesday, upper 30s. We cool down into the upper 20s and lower 30s on Wednesday and Thursday. That's still above normal for this time of year, but a little bit below freezing. And then mid-30s on Friday, upper 30s on Saturday, upper 30s on Sunday. And it looks like the thermometer will go up even more as we head through most of next week.
Team USA wins its first gold medals of the games, plus an update on Pulaski native Deidre Irwin. That's next.
This 2026 Winter Olympics update is brought to you in part by these local businesses.
It's time to take a look at today's Olympic action, starting with a local connection. Pulaski native Deidre Irwin and the U.S. mixed relay biathlon team finished 14th today. Irwin will be back in action Wednesday in the 15K race, her best event, where she finished 7th at the 2022 Olympics. And turning to the rest of Team USA, it was a dramatic day on the slopes. Lindsey Vonn crashed just 13 seconds into the Olympic downhill final, just 1 week after tearing her ACL. According to reports, she's in stable condition after undergoing surgery for a fractured left leg. Despite that, it was still a golden day for the Americans. One of Vonn's teammates, Breezy Johnson, won Team USA's first gold medal of the Games in the downhill. Team USA also took gold in team figure skating, capped by Ilya Malinen's first place finish in the men's event. We'll have more Olympics coverage for you all week long, but for now in studio, Kelly Hallinan, NBC 26 Sports.
If you're feeling the Olympic excitement, don't worry, you don't have to go far to see Team USA. You can catch all the action right here on NBC 26 through February 22nd. And before we say goodbye tonight, we have one last look at weather for the week ahead. Stay with us.
All right, many locations have picked up about 2 to 4 inches of snow over the last several days, which brings our seasonal snowfall total to 34.6, which is 0.4 inches above normal and well above where we were last year at this time. But now we're going to start melting the snow. Here's a look at the current snow depth. Here at 11:30, we've got about 5 inches of snow on the ground here in the Fox Valley, but look what happens as we head through this week. The snow really takes a hit with temperatures getting above freezing, and by Tuesday of next week, this computer forecast model is suggesting the snow is going to be gone except for piles. Tomorrow night, it's not necessarily snow that we've got the winter weather advisory for. It's more the threat of some freezing rain. You can see that light wintry mix developing tomorrow evening, especially north and east of Green Bay. That's where we'll have the best chance of seeing some of that freezing rain. When you add the freezing rain on top of, temperatures that are in the 20s tonight and a ground that's thoroughly frozen, we will be looking at the threat for some icy spots. All right, never too early to start thinking about the weekend. And next weekend looks warm with highs in the upper 30s to around 40. Mac?
All right, thank you, Cam, and thanks for watching us here on NBC 26 News at 10. We hope to see you tomorrow morning at 5. Until then, you can stay up to date with all your neighborhood news over on our website at NBC26.com.